This is a breaking news alert.
Got some breaking news now. A global gold confiscation is underway. And joining me to break it down is Bob Kudla. He's the trade genius. Bob, he covers these things, he tracks these things, and he's really my go-to guy when it comes to these types of alerts. I mean, Bob, what's going on here with the global gold confiscation?
Yeah, it was amazing to me too. Things were happening kind of disparately, and I wasn't really, watching too closely. I saw that India decided to what they call it's called demonetizing. They're having a lot of problems trying to balance their budget. They have a big inflation problem, as all governments always overspend, but they don't have the luxury of reserve currency like the U.S. So the governor that's in charge basically said, I'm going to get rid of all the largest bills, and I'm going to change the color of them, and you got to bring all your money in because, quote unquote, the terrorists and the economic blackmailers of their country, basically creating a boogeyman. And I'm like, okay, that's not going to work out really well for them. And then, not once they got that going, they just said also, if you own so much gold over a certain amount, we're confiscating that too. And alarm bells went off for me, and I'm like, okay, wow. Really, there's three ways in which money can move in this world. One is through the banking system, which they want everybody to go in there, and that's what India tried to do, try to push everything into the banking system. That way, it can be tax controlled, and those people can be under the thumb of government. Gold, they can opt out of the banking system, or Bitcoin. And then all of a sudden I saw all these things that Bitcoin just shot through the roof. Gold went to a huge premium in India, and then the economy went to a standstill. I'm like, okay, that's India, they screwed up. Then I'm thinking maybe this is a big test. And then not 3 weeks later, Gary, the ECB using the
And
terrorism.
for our viewers that don't know, what's the ECB?
Oh, the European Central Bank.
Okay.
They came out and said because of all the terrorism, which is ironic, and which they created by allowing this mass migration of people who don't believe in what they believe, they're using that as an excuse now to do the same thing that India did. They want to demonetize the big bills. They want to now start doing border checks, and then they threw it in as an aside, and that's why I said, hey, I need to give you a buzz, is that they can confiscate gold too. And all they need is a suspicion. And then Venezuela did it.
Okay, so
and China's doing it.
Okay, so let's recap. Just based on a suspicion that you may be somehow linked to a terror organization, and you are caught with gold on your person, or this is gold in a bank account, or how does this work?
Well, I mean, once they suspect you of committing a crime, there's nothing that can't stop them from taking what you have on your person, but also just to go in and, in India, they just went right into the people's safety deposit box and just took it. So, 9/10 of the law. So I'm assuming that the laws that they're trying to do in Europe are going to be of the same ilk. And we have that in the U.S. If you're suspected of creating, generating a criminal activity, they can steal what's on your person, but then they can get probable cause and go in and take all your assets. So now they're throwing gold in there as an option.
That's generally through drug confiscation laws that they can attach those things, and anything they believe was derived from the profits of drug sales they can take from you. So let's talk about what the ramifications for the United States, because most of our viewers are domestic U.S. viewers. We do have a large international audience as well, I should point out. But what are the ramifications in the United States now for this global gold confiscation?
Well, ironically, for many years, people said I got to get my gold out of the country to keep it safe. Well, a lot of people have their gold in Perth or in Singapore or in Switzerland or in London. And, it's not going to take a rocket science to see that, hey, there's a global gold shortage here, that these governments had pledged gold they don't own. And the easiest way to get the gold is to simply create a crime to own it so that they can get what they need to pay off the people they borrowed from. So ironically, at the end of the day, the U.S. may end up being the safest place to own gold, because we do have, I know, the way our governments work, we still at least have a tripwire divided government. And now with Trump in place, I'm sure he slowed down the onslaught of whatever global agenda that was being pushed forward. But I would be very concerned about having gold somewhere where somebody can walk in and take it without you having a gun in front of your hand inside your home. So that's my view.
So are you saying that if you are an owner of gold and you have it outside of the borders of the United States, that it would be wise to repatriate that gold?
I would certainly start doing some homework on the country you have your gold in, what the policies are and what's being promulgated as law. But India did this all in 3 weeks, Gary.
Wow.
Okay. The ECB and the EU, they're not a democratic organization. They can just simply create the law. So if you're in those countries, things can happen really fast. And so I would certainly take a hard look. Singapore, they'd probably be okay, but I wouldn't, Dubai is a source, but
What about Germany?
Well, Germany's part of the EU, so Germany announced that they're going to accelerate, and they have accelerated the repatriation of gold that they're stored in the New York Fed, in Manhattan. So, Germans love gold, and they may love yours too. So,
Yeah.
I just, you just need to be careful. I just bring this up. It's happening, and the way everything's going anymore, you and I have talked before. Things are just happening at lightning speed. These people, democratic process to them, that gets in the way of their agenda, just gets steamrolled. So if countries get hard up enough to get gold, or they think they can use that to control their populations, then it's something to bear in mind. You saw, Bitcoin went up 300%. Well, I guess it went up 50%, 600 to 900, like that, and almost hit 1,000. They'll go after the cryptocurrencies too, but gold's an easy target because a lot of these countries have pledged their gold to borrow money from the bankers. So just FYI, I thought I'd bring it to your attention, but it's happening. You could just throw out there and Google it, and you'll see that India, China, Venezuela, and Europe has already started this process.
All right, Bob, once again, thank you for bringing this to our attention. Thank you for helping us navigate these troubled waters, especially when it comes to gold. We advocate gold purchases here, and we believe it's the safest store of value to fight inflation and to store your personal wealth. And it's a terrifying prospect to consider that these countries where you think gold is a safe place to be are starting to clamp down and take it. So all of our viewers at home who are watching this, take heed, do a little bit of homework. We're trying to bring this to your attention now so you can get ahead of it and protect yourself for whatever comes down the pipe. So once again, Bob, thank you for bringing this to our attention and help us navigate this.
And no problem. Thank you.
All right, that was Bob Kudla from TradeGenius.co. Of course, comment below with your thoughts on this topic, and of course, share this on your social networks. Raise awareness for this news alert. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi.
You possess the power to impact the global narrative. Please share this report, and to get more videos like this, become a Next News subscriber by clicking the link below. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.